Everybody, welcome back. So, as I promised a long time ago, I am finally smelting some silver. There's 2 ounces in this bag. It's kind of weird because if you hold this and you hold 2 1-ounce coins or rounds, this literally just doesn't make sense. Like, this looks like no amount, but this is 2 ounces, so 2 tri-ounces. But behind me I have a bucket of water. Might be a little windy on the mic, I'm sorry. Bucket of water, and right there is our smelter. So it's an electric smelter, and on top of it, if you can see, we have a little tiny graphite mold. So I've had that preheating to make sure there's no moisture inside, and I've had it running. And basically you just want to make sure there's no moisture in there. It has been sitting. I've had it in a dry place, but you just never know. I ordered that little graphite mold. That was $14. And to the kind man that sent this a while ago, he sent me this big apron. It's all, you know, like rawhide leather. And then I have 2 rawhide gloves over there. And then he also sent the smelter. So I really appreciate it. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I never bought the mold. I don't know what my deal was. I just never bought it. Right now it's burning off, you know, any paint on the outside or anything like that. There's a sticker on it that's starting to burn off. I didn't think it needed peeled. Yeah, that's just the warning label. So it's been preheating. I think silver's melting point is 967 Celsius. I'm not sure exactly, but I just have it set to 1100 Celsius. I believe that's the highest this machine goes. I'm not sure though, but we don't need it higher than that anyways. I know it melts copper, and copper's, you know, it takes a lot to melt copper, more than gold and silver. So yeah, there is the silver shot. So basically it's called silver shot. It's just a term for silver that's been poured into water once it's super hot, and it turns into these little, well, pebbles, but it's called shot. And this is what you just easily pour into your crucible to melt down. So yeah, I think this was $2.75 over spot per ounce. So it was 19 spot when I got it, so it wasn't much over at all. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Like I said, I've never done it. I'll show you guys the crucible real quick and the mold. So this tripod is a little iffy, that's why it might be just a touch crooked. But on top I have the mold preheating. I'm still gonna have to use a torch to heat it up before I pour in it, because the silver will cool down too fast, and also it's possible that the mold could explode or break from moisture in it or from it being too cold. So this is my first time doing this. I've seen a lot of videos on it, but this is my first time doing it. So that's a really simple smelter. It's just got a panel on the front you adjust the heat with. There's my water. We're out on a big concrete slab. Over there's my torch that I will use to heat up the mold. There's my gloves, and that's the container that they come in. So I'm planning on making 6 half-ounce rounds, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'm just going to see if I can even do it. It's my first time doing it. So inside it is currently 1055 Celsius. The smoke you see coming off is from the adhesive that's on this front sticker that says hot surface. That's what's smoking. But we're going to go ahead and take our mold off of here. I'm assuming it's hot. We're going to take that off and stick it on the ground. That's where I'll end up using it. It's right there. So we're going to open this up. And you can see that is pretty hot. The inside is glowing red. I do notice on the top here, on top, there is a crack on the top. I don't think it's going to be a problem though, because there's a holder that holds it in, so I don't think that's a big deal. But I'm going to let this preheat a little more. You can see there's some dust on top. I don't want that getting in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some of that off. That's just from the cement or whatever they used on top. But everything here I'm using is graphite. The crucible and the mold, they're both graphite. So I need to get some more molds, but they're kind of pricey, guys. I mean, they're like, this one was 14 and it's very small. I mean, the biggest one on here holds 1/3 of an ounce of silver. So, you know, not a lot. I wanted to get like a skull or like a fish or something to do, but I think they're right around $40 to get. So this is just kind of my test to see if, you know, I'm all right at it. Obviously, for a first time, you're never going to be all right at something, but we'll just see how it goes. So I'm going to get the silver shot into a container that's easy to pour into the crucible. Alright guys, let me shut this door real quick for copyright reasons. So I found one of my old pill bottles and I put on a long sleeve. I know this won't protect me from much, but it just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable having no bearskin arms right here. But these are pretty long gloves actually. They're decently long. I mean, they go way up past the wrist. So right now we're just gonna get the silver in there to get it melted. So let's go ahead and pull our mold out. Like I said, guys, this is my first time, but I'm trying to be as careful as I can because this is very hot stuff we're working with. So I'm going to turn this on its side like this. And we're going to drop it back in gently. Got to be easy with this graphite. It will shatter. So we're going to shut it back up, just like so. And we're going to let this melt down, and I will see you guys once it's melted down. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It's already at the temperature that it needs to be for silver. So we're just going to see how long it takes to melt down. Probably not long at all. Okay, we're just going to check on it real quick here. See how it's going. You guys can see it is already melted up. Oh wow, look how nice that looks. Wow. Nice drop of silver. Okay guys, so I'm currently heating up the mold. And we're gonna go in and see if we can pour something. Oh, popping silver, guys. It's gonna do that because it's cooling down. Well, for a first time, I guess it didn't do too bad. Definitely could have been a lot better. I had that in mind that if the silver hit the ground like that, it would do that. That is a hot piece of metal right there. I'm not going to put that piece in the water because all I'm going to do is pick it up, and since there's already liquid silver in the bottom, I'm going to drop that in. Same as this piece here. And look at that. So we have a silver whatever you want to call it. I know it's very hot. But I'm not going to put it in the water because I want to put it back in the crucible, because that's not too good. But check that out. It is a round. I could cut the edge off, but I'm not too happy with that. Let it slide down the side like that. I don't want to just drop it straight in and let it hit the bottom straight, so we're gonna do that. This is gonna be a long video, guys. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I want to document this well. That guy's already. We got a bunch of little BBs around here. The biggest problem I just had that I wasn't expecting to run into was the fact that you have to really turn the crucible far. You have to really turn it to get the silver out, and that was the problem I had. So next time I do it now, I know that there's going to be traces of silver left on the ground here. I can't pick it all up. It's too small. So we're going to let that reheat. And I'm going to prepare to have it in a better spot for me to turn my arm. So let me figure something out. So I figured out what I'm going to do. Instead of just grabbing like here, I'm going to hold my hand all the way around like this, so that when I get it over here, I can just turn, and right around there it should pour out. So we're going to level this up. It's a little windy out today. What's nice is when I'm crouched down, this entire apron that I have completely covers my knees and the front. So if it spills on the ground again and it starts shooting around, it'll hit down there instead. Always make sure your gloves are on good. And I'm going to get ready for it. We're going to heat this up again. I know you guys can't see well. Apologize. Alright. That's a little bit better. I'm happy with that one. I don't think I'll get much better than that today. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick these hot masses of silver up. You guys can see how warm it is, what it's doing to these tongs. So I think what we're gonna do is get that silver cooled down a little bit. I'm going to let this heat up. And we're going to go ahead and just going to stack the silver that fell out to be remelted. So I'll let that stuff cool down. But we're going to flip this mold. And I'm actually alright with this one. I'm just going to cut that little bit that dripped off the side. But all we're going to do is bring it over here. Alright. You guys don't want to miss this part, do you? Didn't take much to cool that guy down. I'll have to dry these tongs off again before I pick up the mold. But yeah, that's really nice. Shiny. The other one just had a little bit too much excess on it. I didn't really like that. But I think for my first pour, this will shape up really nice once I cut it. That's gonna be a good, I'm gonna say around half an ounce. No, more than half an ounce. Let me feel it. These gloves are too heavy to even realize how much it weighs, guys, so pick it up again. I do have a way to weigh these things. Really shiny. It is 3/9 silver, but it's the first one. I wanted to get into making them well enough to sell them. That'd be awesome. Maybe I'll sell some of these. Right now it don't look good, but when I'm done with it, it's gonna look nice. I'm probably gonna use a hammer and hammer it and give it like that hammered round look. So I'm gonna set this guy over here. That one is done. And now on the ground there is a huge spill of silver. So trust me, guys, if you were doing this on a carpet and you spilled it the way I did on this concrete, it wouldn't go the same. It'd be immediate flames. So always be careful. But I'm gonna go ahead and gently pick up all of this silver that is on the ground. There's BBs everywhere. And yeah, we're gonna have to remelt it, and I want to make another one. I want to make 2 of these guys. Alright, time to try this again. So, burnt tip of my finger. That thing, even though I stuck it underwater, that the wire, it heated up right all the way to the end here, and it got me. So, yeah. Alright, that one turned out a lot better. I'm glad I'm not doing gold to start with, because if it was gold, there would be a lot of money in gold sitting everywhere. There's pebbles everywhere of silver that kind of goes around, but this one looks really good. So, I'm going to see if I can grab it out of here. Yeah. I don't want to put it on the ground because, oh wow, this one's really nice. It's tempting to do the other one again. So let's dunk it over here in the bucket of water. Oh yeah, listen to that. Listen to that. Oh yeah. Check that guy out, guys. That one's really nice. I had a lot more control in how I poured it. It's tempting to just redo the other one. I think I might. Then I don't gotta waste any silver by, shaving it. Look at that. That one is really nice. I think I am gonna redo this one over here. I get that it's my first one, but like, that's just a lot better. I won't have to do much at all to reshape it. So I'm gonna go ahead and that's gonna be hot. See, things like that, I'm just gonna assume everything is hot at this point when I go to do something. Hey, that thing's hot. This mold right now is extremely hot. Guys, try to work on this guy here. Like I said, long video, that's for sure. So I think I am going to go ahead and re-pour this guy, but all I'm going to do is just put this guy back in and not the rest, so that I know it's right around the right amount to pour into the mold there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this here. grab the crucible out. And from an angle, missed it. Drop that guy in. Put the lid back on. Actually, not gonna put the lid on just yet. There's silver around here I gotta throw in. Alright guys, like I said, it is a little windy out right now. But it's time to pour the other one. You guys are really zoomed in on the mold here. When I'm very focused, I might get in the way of it, I'm not sure. But I'm just worried about making sure the metal goes in and not on me. So, who knows? But we're gonna attempt to re-pour this. Like I said, you gotta make sure this stays heated when you're pouring. Well, I don't know what happened there, but we're gonna have to redo that. It's alright. There's more attempts left. Okay guys, so I think the last pour, I don't think I had the mold, I don't think I had the mold heated enough. I think that's what it was. So, we're gonna go ahead and try this again. Turn this guy on. Get that nice and hot. It's still kind of warm from the last pour that we did. Want to get it nice though? Alright, and I'm happy with that one. That one's nice. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it out. We're going to grab it and dunk it. So you guys can hear how hot that thing is. And the main sizzling you hear is actually from these tongs heating up whenever I'm holding the crucible. So, I'd say this one is just a touch better than the last one I did. It still needs some work done around the edge with a filer, you know, something like that, but I'm happy with that one. I'm going to go ahead and take that one. So, we've got two decent ones. And now, all I want to do is pour the rest of this silver in. We've got just a touch here, and I'm going to try to actually pour one of the small ones. I'm going to attempt to pour one of the small rounds. We'll see how it goes. So let's put our tongs here, pick it up. Place our crucible back in. What's crazy is even though I just stuck the tongs straight into the water, they're still hot enough that they evaporated all that water off, so I could just already grab the crucible again. So we're going to attempt to do the small round, which is that little tiny one next to the one we've been doing, and we're going to attempt to pour that one. If it don't work, I'm just going to take whatever we get from it, you know, whatever happens. If it works, it doesn't. And I'm just going to put that and keep it for the next pour. So, because they say not to run this more than 2 hours long. The silver's been melting really fast. Like, when I put the silver in and it's already at, you know, 1053 Celsius, I mean, it immediately melts within 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm sure this is taking just a little bit here. It's already beaded. So we're just gonna keep this as one video clip here. I mean, it's already almost ready to come out and get poured. So yeah, you want to keep your molds hot if you're using the graphite, like I said, because, you know, it's not the fact that, you know, they'll blow up or crack so much. It's mainly that if you're pouring in, it just cools down too fast and it doesn't let you pour it right. So that time before the last one I just did, that's what happened, I believe. If you've seen it hit the one spot and it immediately kind of made its own form in that little corner, because I think it was too cold. So we're going to attempt to make this tiny little button one. I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to do it. But, I mean, we'll see. So, like I said, this will be used for the next one if it doesn't look good. But I'm happy with the two that we made. Just those two alone are almost to 2 ounces. So we didn't really lose much. We've only lost, like, I mean, 1/4 of a gram on the pavement here. So I'm not too sad about that. But we're gonna see. Alright, we've got a nice bead in there, it's already ready. So we're gonna heat up a little circle. Might be hard for you to see some of this. We got a popper. So I just set it to 150 Celsius. Right now it's at 1046. So it's just basically going to shut it off, but it's going to slowly cool down, hit 150 Celsius, and keep it at that. And then when I get home, I'll unplug it and let it finally cool down. I don't want to just let it, you know, just cool down immediately. So, all right. I mean, we got a nice little dot here for next time, so it's not all over the place. The only thing I'm kind of upset about is whenever it does go onto the concrete here, it could pick up, you know, little pebbles or whatnot. So that's the only problem with that. Is this guy too hot? So I'm gonna go ahead and leave, go to my dad's shop, and we're gonna finish up these 2 rounds that I did, which I'm actually pretty happy about. So the one has some, you know, spots on it where it hit the concrete, but that's just an easy sand and that will come off. This is 3/9 fine silver though, so pretty good. So there's those two. This one's like really nice, but we're gonna take these down and finish them off. Okay guys, so I'm down at my dad's shop, and basically just gonna work on these rounds. Got a way to sand it here. This one has a lot of the dirt on it when it hit the ground. So it's going to take a bit, but I just have to work around this and get off that layer. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that first. Okay guys, so I'm just going around the edge of this round, and I'm hitting it with a hammer. This is the round that didn't look so great. And basically what I'm doing is going around and adding little divots on it. So I'm adding some detail around the outside here. Let me see if the camera will focus. But you can see the edge is starting to be round. Okay guys, so I have been hammering this for about 25-30 minutes. and I think I'm finally happy with it. My goal is to make it look like the moon. So you can see it's got all the craters and everything. Looks just like the moon. So now all that's left is to put it on the table. Obviously I need to polish it and everything still, because now it's going to have steel on it from the hammer. But all I got to do is give it one big whack with this hammer to make the big crater that you can see on the moon. So, gently hold this. We're going to hit a nice crater on it. Alright, now time for the big crater. And we have the moon right in our hand. If the camera would focus. There it is. There is the moon. So that one is done. I'm going to hit it a couple more times, and then we'll take it home and polish it. And actually I forgot, we got a stamp N on the back of it for Nick. I don't have many stamps, so we're going to just set it down right there, and I'm going to stamp an N on the back. Make sure that's lined up. This camera does not like focusing, I'm sorry. And now there is an N on the back. All I need now is to put the 3 9s on it, but I might not even do that. Okay guys, so I kind of really liked how this moon turned out. In person this thing looks amazing. I like how that turned out, so I'm actually gonna, I know this one's perfect and shiny and, you know, whatever, but I kind of want another moon. So just gonna start beating it. It's a long process, but I think it's kind of the coolest look of a round. I've seen a couple of rounds. If you look up Tombstone Silver Bar, those things are amazing. I've wanted one of them for a while, but I guess I'm making my own, you can see. So I'm just going to keep hammering this until it looks like the moon. Alright, time to strike an end into this one. I'm going to leave the back on this one clear. I'm not going to hammer it. Just like that. There is that one. I think these look really nice, honestly. You know, like I said, I don't have a cool looking mold, so really the only thing I could have done was hammer them, and now they look really nice. I like them quite a bit like this. So next thing to do now is just polish these. So I'm going to take them home and see if my jewelry cleaner will polish them. But I think they turned out very nice for little moons. Okay guys, so I have a very rigged camera right now with the light. My phone is like stuck on the front of it. But here's how they turned out. So here's the first one we did. That one turned out really nice. So we'll flip it over real quick. See the N stamped on it. Here's the second one that we did. That one looks nice as well. There's the backs of those. And I just made this one today off camera. This is exactly 1 ounce. It poured perfectly. I did it the first try. I got it perfect. And I melted a silver buffalo and poured it all right into this pour. There's the back. Haven't done anything with the back. And the front looks nice too. So I really enjoy these. I like how they turned out. This is a very long video, I know, but those are some nice little moons right there. I'm thinking of doing, you know, maybe selling some, but I'm not sure. So yeah, just in scrap. This one right here is about $22 just in scrap for that little piece of metal. So just around here I have some of my copper. I got some copper rounds I have. There's the Prospector. These are really cheap. These are like $2 a piece. There's the Incuse Indian, Whitetail Deer, Don't Mess With Me. This one's really cool. Lost Coyotes. Check that out. It says America. It's got a bobcat on it. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. And I look to doing more of these precious metal videos, smelting and whatnot. Maybe showing some of these copper coins, you know? So, alright. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one.